Ma'am, would you stop yelling at me like that? Hang on. Ma'am, would you stop yelling at me like that? I don't appreciate that. Gosh, can you believe her? Look at this. Can't stand her. So look, we need to separate ourselves from this toxic lady. You know that? You know how we separate ourselves from this toxic lady here? We just go like this. We just put something fun over top of her face, okay? That's what we do. No. Now we're going to talk about how you can separate yourself from these toxic people that you find yourself in. Well, as we talked about, you need to figure out who the people are in your life that are toxic. Your friends, your family, your co-workers, acquaintances, whoever it is in your life that is toxic. This lady right here. She's just yelling and screaming and thinks that she owns the place. And maybe she does. But I don't care. She's just yelling and screaming. Yelling and screaming and bringing this poor lady down. Maybe this is how this woman actually is. Maybe that's just how she is all the time. And she's just, maybe this isn't even a boss. Maybe this is another co-worker just yelling and screaming and all that sort of crap. Whatever the case is, these are toxic people. So once you realize it, it's time to now take action to do something to distance yourself from some of these toxic people. The unfortunate truth is, you may be stuck sometimes. You may be. You know, maybe this woman, me, there you go, me, maybe I'm stuck with this lady because there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing else I can really do here in this sort of situation. I'm just stuck dealing with this toxic lady. Maybe if you have family, toxic people all over in your family, there's nothing you can do. Perhaps you are stuck in that sort of situation. I'm so sorry, but you're stuck. What can you do? Of course, maybe you can distance yourself. Maybe you can pretend like all your family has a nice little, mouse face over top of them and such. But that's not really going to solve the problem now, is it? No. There's nothing you can really do to really distance yourself. Of course, you can distance yourself, absolutely, but they are family, and maybe that's not the wisest decision to do that. But I guess if it's really, really, really bad, who can blame you? Who can blame you? But here are some of the things that you need to realize when it comes to toxic people within your life, what you can do. You deserve better. That's something that you need to realize right off the bat, that you deserve better than these toxic people around you who are manipulating you, who are taking advantage of your kindness. You deserve better than what they offer you. You may feel as though, you're kind of stuck in this situation, that these are the people that are in your life and that's all that you're worth. Maybe that's what you think. But the fact of the matter is, once you're able to have the confidence to put your foot down and say no and stand your ground, then you realize you do deserve better than these toxic people within your life. You do. But that takes you to realize that. Oftentimes, you can only realize it when you're in very negative situations. When you're in a very negative situation, dealing with a very bad person who's taking advantage of everything of you, when do you get to the point that you realize you don't deserve that sort of treatment? You don't. You're letting other people walk all over you. You're letting them take advantage of you. Here's another scenario here. Okay, so imagine, this woman right here behind me, or me, just doing all this work. Like she's putting in 200%, 300% work compared to all the other people at the company. And then this lady right here, this boss, maybe she's just yelling at her, just saying, you're not doing enough, despite the fact that there's other people not nearly doing as much as this lady's doing. That's someone letting them walk all over. Or another situation here. Imagine there's no yelling and screaming and all this sort of stuff here. But imagine someone puts in a lot of time and effort into making a friend, like preparing something for a friend, like some sort of special gathering or some sort of other special, event or something. And something along those lines where they put in a lot of effort for their friend, where they feel as though, they could be very close with this friend, or that they should be invited to some sort of event with this individual. And maybe that they aren't. So that's also a very negative situation as well to be in. So whatever the case is with these situations that you're in, you got to separate yourself from them. Once you begin to change your environment, that's when you change. That's when the people around you change. So if this woman if this woman here changes to a different job here, she will have different people walking all over her. So she has to find the right people, right? Once you're around the people that are meant for you, you will know, because they're not walking all over you. Not everyone is meant to be a positive influence in your life. If you think every single person that you meet is meant to bring positivity into your life, positive growth, all that sort of stuff, then you are sadly mistaken. Because not everyone will bring that. There will be people who will bring very negative things to you. And you may wonder, why? Why am I around these people? Why am I interacting with these people? Why are these people here in my life? And so you can learn something. It's about learning some sort of lesson. And maybe that lesson is to stand your ground and don't let them walk all over you. This is a lesson that I have realized as well within my own life. It's like I kept attracting certain situations, and I'm like, why is that happening? And it's because life was trying to teach me a lesson here. It's like, here's what I'm meant to learn in this sort of situation. Okay? Something else you can do, and maybe this will work and maybe it won't work. If you're able to have a conversation with this toxic person, and you really express your feelings, and they listen to you, and perhaps they don't even know or were aware of how they're making you feel. That's certainly a possibility. So communication is very key. So if you're able to do that, that is one of the most positive things you can do. But it doesn't always work, obviously. But if they don't respect you, then you have to distance yourself from them. And that can be hard to do, especially if it's a friend that you had, that you felt close to. And no matter what, you can't work anything else. You keep getting into arguments, you keep getting into fights, and just constantly bickering back and forth, not happy with one another. It's like, why are you even friends then? It's time to end that. That can apply to family members as well. Maybe there's just someone in your family, they're just so bad, you have to distance yourself to some degree. You can't be all put into their scenario and situation, because it constantly brings you down. It can be friends, it can be family, it can be your significant other even. That these sort of things are coming up, these sort of things are happening, and if you're communicating with them and they're listening to you and they work on changing, then that's a very positive sign. But if they're not, if they're constantly arguing with you and not respecting you, then you have to change something about the situation. So those are various ways of dealing with toxic people, like this woman right here. You stop yelling at me like that. She's just been yelling nonstop for almost like 10 minutes now. It's just